Let me now tell you the story of India's first great revolt against British rule. The year was 1857, the year when a spark turned into a fire, and India rose in protest, pain, and pride. For more than 100 years, the British East India Company had been ruling large parts of India. They had come as traders, but had now become rulers. Their rule was not just foreign, it was unjust. Indian kings and nawabs were being thrown off their thrones. One such cruel policy was the doctrine of lapse, introduced by Lord Dalhousie. According to this, if an Indian ruler died without a biological male heir, the British would annex his kingdom. Many proud states were taken away this way: Satara, Jaitpur, Jhansi, Sambalpur, Nagpur, and more. Rani Lakshmibai of Jhansi was told she couldn't rule her kingdom. Nana Sahib, the adopted son of the last Peshwa Baji Rao II, was denied his father's pension. The discontent was not limited to royalty. Peasants suffered due to high taxes. Artisans lost their livelihoods as cheap British goods destroyed Indian handlooms. And in the army, Indian sepoys faced racism and humiliation. They were paid less, promoted less, and treated like inferiors. The final blow came in the form of a new rifle, the Enfield. Its cartridges had to be bitten open with the mouth. A rumor spread that the cartridges were greased with cow and pig fat, sacrilegious to Hindus and Muslims alike. Sepoys felt their religion and dignity were being insulted. On 29th of March 1857, a sepoy named Mangal Pandey at Barakpur refused to use the cartridge and attacked a British officer. He was arrested and hanged. But the spark had been lit. Then came the turning point. On 10th May 1857, in Meerut, Indian sepoys revolted. They killed British officers, freed fellow soldiers, and marched to Delhi. There they declared the aging Bahadur Shah Zafar, the last Mughal emperor, as the emperor of Hindustan. Delhi became the symbol of rebellion. The revolt was no longer just about soldiers. It became a people's war. The flames of rebellion spread far and wide. In Kanpur, Nana Sahib led the revolt, assisted by Tantia Tope and Azimullah Khan. In Jhansi, the brave Rani Lakshmibai took up arms, leading her troops with courage. In Lucknow, Begum Hazrat Mahal declared her son the ruler and fought valiantly. In Bihar, the old but fearless Kunwar Singh, at age 80, led his army into battle. From Delhi to Awadh, from Bihar to central India, the revolt shook the British Empire. It was spontaneous, heroic, and united, but also uncoordinated and uneven. The British struck back with brutal force. They brought fresh troops from England. They recaptured Delhi in September 1857. Bahadur Shah Zafar was arrested and exiled to Rangoon, Burma, where he died in sorrow. Kanpur fell, Jhansi fell, Rani Lakshmibai died fighting bravely in June 1858. Tantia Tope continued the fight until he was betrayed and hanged in April 1859. The revolt was almost over by mid-1858, but the consequences were massive. The British realized the East India Company had failed. In 1858, the British Crown took direct control of India. Queen Victoria issued a proclamation promising justice, religious freedom, and equal treatment. But they also changed their policies. They began dividing Indians by religion, region, and caste. They restructured the army to reduce the number of Indian sepoys and increased the number of British soldiers. They made sure no such revolt would happen again. Though the revolt failed in its immediate goal, it marked a turning point. It was not just a mutiny, as the British called it. It was a war for freedom, a national uprising. And it was Veer Savarkar who first called it what it truly was: the first war of Indian independence. It gave India heroes: Mangal Pandey, Rani Lakshmibai, Tantia Tope, Nana Sahib, Kunwar Singh, Begum Hazrat Mahal, names that would echo through the ages. It sowed the first seeds of Indian nationalism. It taught the British and the Indians that India could rise as one. And it lit the flame that would burn brighter and brighter until it reached the great independence movement of the 20th century, and thus ended the revolt of 1857. The first great spark of resistance, the first loud cry for independence. It was not just a rebellion. It was the voice of a wounded nation, a people's uprising against foreign rule, against injustice, and for the lost glory of Bharat. Though the revolt failed to throw off the British yoke, it succeeded in awakening the spirit of nationalism across the land. The fire that started in 1857 didn't die. It lit a torch that would burn bright through the freedom struggle to come. At Inside Daily, we remember the unsung heroes, the Rani of Jhansi, the sepoys of Meerut, the sacrifices of Tantia Tope and Bahadur Shah Zafar, who laid the foundation for the dream of Swaraj. This was not the end. It was the beginning of a long and courageous journey toward freedom.